The Federal Reserve is expected to raise interest rates 1/4 of a point today amid inflation fears and banking turmoil. And if you don't know what that means for you, well, you are in the right place this morning, because we have two of New York's very own who've dedicated themselves to teaching financial literacy in everyday language.
We mix business with pop culture and blend it together.
What began as a summer literacy program for students has grown into a revolutionary media platform. Earn your leisure.
The mindset is the key. When we make that shift from survival to thrive, your life changes, because now you see the pathway to freedom.
With in-depth interviews with today's
So if you
most
don't
influential
know
leaders.
how to earn your leisure, then grab a pen, because we're about to talk to the masterminds behind the award-winning podcast, everybody. Troy Millings and Rashad Bilal. So good morning, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. How we doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Great, how's it going?
Doing well, thank you. Glad to see you guys. So, both of you are from the Bronx, and like we heard in the intro, you like to mix business and pop culture, right? And the result is this Earn Your Leisure. So what's behind the name, first and foremost?
Yeah, Earn Your Leisure started out as a hashtag. It was a social media campaign for Rashad, who was a financial advisor. And it kind of, encompassed everything that we had done. Everybody, kind of thought we were from Westchester. I know we were born in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Westchester. They thought silver spoon kids, but not knowing that we had to work hard for everything we got. And so they saw nice cars. They never saw the work behind it. They saw nice vacations. They never saw the hard work behind it. And so Earn Your Leisure was really just everything that we worked for, everything we had, we worked hard for. So everything was earned, not given. So we earned these freedoms, and the name Earn Your Leisure kind of just stuck.
Well, this is the thing that amazes me, is that it started out as a summer financial literacy program for kids. So how did it become this massive movement? I mean, there are celebrities that are attracted to this now, everyday people, they're everyone.
I think it really started on social media as far as the traction is concerned, and we democratized financial literacy and investing. So, we never had a marketing plan. We never had a marketing strategy. Our marketing plan was to put out amazing content that actually helped people make money. And word of mouth is the best form to spread the word. So once people actually started to see results on social media, people started to share the clips. People started to tell their friends, their neighbors, their family members, and it just spread like wildfire. And then it started with the people, and celebrities got wind of it, and they wanted to be a part of it, and they wanted to champion it. And from there, we've interviewed billionaires and world leaders. So it all starts with the people, and then we just worked our way up.
I mean, good stuff all around, So let's talk about some of the issues here, right? Because in a recent episode of your podcast, you discussed how to be recession-proof, all right? So everybody's ears perked up here, given that we're seeing all these layoffs and signs that we're heading into this possible recession. So what can people do to prepare?
I think education is extremely important. And, we're rooted in education as far as teaching kids in the classroom, but not just traditional schooling, but it's important to learn new skills, right? And things that they don't even teach in school. So now we're in the age of AI. Everybody's talking about ChatGPT. So I think it's extremely important to teach yourself new skill sets, because these are things that you can go outside to make money for yourself as an entrepreneur, as a business person, in any environment. So me, I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. So, the art of selling, the art of marketing, even now, new age skills like social media. People don't look at social media as a skill set, but it's something that's actually imperative, whether you're making social media for yourself or you're working with a company and helping them on their social media campaign. So there's a variety of different ways to become recession proof, but I think the number one way is to, make sure that you are skilled in a skill set that is useful today, not useful tomorrow.
I mean, here's something we've been talking about all morning long. The Feds, they're expected to announce interest rate hikes later today. So why should we be paying close attention? How does this really translate to all of our pocketbooks?
Yeah, interest rate hikes affect us all. I mean, we've seen it with inflation, especially when we're investing. It's something that we talk about a lot about. When we talk about how it affects companies' pricings and the economy falling, or the stock market, or your stock that you invested in falling in pricing, it all translates. And so we've seen it be hiked over the past year from 1/4 to 50%. And so we have to take that in mind when we're making short-term investments and long-term investments as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly important, and it's. Nobody wants these rate hikes to keep going up and up and up. I mean, we want to see things go down. By the way, I was finally able to see the egg prices go down a little bit. That was nice.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah, seriously. But you also have, you have a weekly series called Market Mondays. So this could be intimidating for folks like, I don't know about Hazel, but when you talking markets and stocks, I see hieroglyphics. So how do you make it easier for people to understand?
Well, the market is pretty much, it's all publicly traded companies, all companies that we use in our day-to-day life, right? So whether it's Apple, whether it's Sony, whether it's Microsoft, whether it's Google, whether it's Amazon, all of these companies are publicly traded companies, meaning that the public owns them and anybody can become an owner in the company.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, it's always important to own what you use, right? Just like it's important to own where you live when you're talking about real estate. So most of us have iPhones. Most of us use Google on a daily basis. Most of us are on Instagram, which is owned by Meta. So why not participate and become an owner in these companies? And as the companies go up over the course of time, then you'll make money as well. So
how much?
I think people get scared about the stock.
Tell me now.
But how much? How much you throw in? How much, what am I doing here?
Well, I think that it's very, what we call dollar cost averaging is the best way to go about it. So that's when you put small amounts in on a consistent basis. So people are familiar with that with their 401k. So you don't have to start with $100,000. You can put $100 a month into the stock market or $200, whatever you feel comfortable. But the key is just to do it consistently over the course of time. And then, you look up 20, 30 years and you've made a lot of money.
Yeah, we always stress long-term investing, and so rather than investing in individual stocks, indexes are always a way to invest on space, right? Because we know over time, the course of time, we know the market is eventually going to rise, and we've seen that for the past 87 to 100 years.
Yeah.
So indexes are a good way. ETFs, which are a bundle of stocks based on a sector like technology or healthcare or discretionary goods, these things are sectors where we can invest in a totality of stocks rather than individually.
Yeah.
Well, listen, before we let you go, I'm sure there are a ton of people watching right now that have questions just like Dan. Our sports guys over here waving like, I got a ton of questions. You guys are in Atlanta right now, but you're going to be in New York this weekend for the Black Men's Brunch. Tell us about that event, and I think you're also kicking off a world tour?
Yeah, so the Black Men's Brunch, I mean, we're extremely honored and humbled to take part of it. We're being recognized for the work that we've done in our community. It's really the idea that Mayor Adams came up with to acknowledge 500 men that are making a difference in their community. So again, we're extremely honored to be a part of that, and really to highlight small businesses and patronize small businesses. And that's something that, we believe in. We've highlighted small business entrepreneurs throughout, the history of our show. And it also gives an opportunity for people to be mentored. So there's going to be youth that'll be a part of this programming as well. So that they get to talk to small business owners, get ideas, and hopefully inspire. That's one of the things we live by is like, in order to see something, in order to be something, you have to see it. And so hopefully with having 500 men in the building with young men and women, it's going to be a unique event. And so we're again, truly honored to be part of it.
Okay, well, and we'll be looking out for that world tour. I'll be front and center with my hand raised. Okay?
Don't let him take over, though, with all the questions. Rashad, Bilal, and Troy Millings, thanks again for being with us and fitting us into your very busy schedule. We hope to have you back in the studio soon.
Yeah.